Although the Big Bang Theory's characters all had plenty of memorable zingers and one-liners, there is one quote apiece that truly defined their respective roles on the popular sitcom. By the time the Big Bang Theory series finale aired, viewers knew the gang as well as they knew their own real-life friends. Like the main characters from Friends or How I Met Your Mother, the Big Bang Theory's cast of characters were instantly recognizable to millions of viewers. Moreover, their unique personalities have become iconic thanks to their years in the series. Sheldon's obstinacy, Leonard's nice guy act, Penny's sharp tongue, and Bernadette's seemingly sweet, disarmingly canny attitude were all part of what brought viewers back to the series. However, even more minor supporting characters managed to make just as big an impression on viewers over the show's 12 seasons. For example, the very fact that the Big Bang Theory's next spin-off, Stuart Fails to Save the Universe, centers on the show's beleaguered comic book store owner proves that even the show's supporting stars were memorable enough to sustain a series of their own. I know you're joking, but my flight or flight response doesn't. Stuart. The existence of Stuart Fails to Save the Universe is no real surprise considering the character's most notable quote. In Season 12, Episode 11, The Paintball Scattering, Lauren Lapkus's Denise messes with her boss and boyfriend Stuart by telling him she's not at the comic book store to work but rather to see her boyfriend. When he asks if she means him, she pushes further by pretending otherwise. Kevin Sussman's character then delivers this legendary line, proving Stuart's quick self-effacing wit masked a lot of social anxiety. As Denise notes, most people have fight or flight defense mechanisms, but Stuart is quick to clarify that he only came equipped with one of the two options. No wonder he couldn't keep up with Penny. 9. Now, when you said on the phone he broke up with a girl, you meant an actual girl. Not something you kids whipped up in a lab. Mary Cooper. Sheldon's mother Mary played an occasional supporting role in The Big Bang Theory, but thanks to sitcom legend Laurie Metcalf, she became one of the show's most memorable characters in only a few appearances. Although she means well and tries to defend Sheldon against everything, Mary never quite understands her son or the world he occupies. Although Georgie and Mandy's first marriage Season 2 might make Mary a more complex character in time, here, Metcalf's older take on the character is whittled down to her bare essentials. Mary is eager to help her son out in an emotional catastrophe but, true to form, she can't imagine him actually having a romantic relationship with a living human being and thinks it is much more likely he has broken up with a robot. 8. So, Howard, have you and Rajesh finally summoned the courage to express your latent homosexual feelings towards one another? Beverly Hofstadter. Sheldon and Leonard's mothers couldn't be more different, but that doesn't mean that Christine Baranski's icy psychologist Beverly Hofstadter was any more equipped to raise her own genius son. The above quote dates back to one of her earliest appearances on the series, and it is a particularly telling one for the cold, unfeeling matriarch. Although Leonard's mother does succeed in making everyone uncomfortable with her comment, she is way off in terms of reading Raj and Howard's friendship. The fact that Beverly can't imagine Raj and Howard loving each other without their attachment being boiled down to sex highlights her limited understanding of people. Beverly is too aloof to admit that she's not great at reading people, and this results in Leonard feeling terminally misunderstood until his mother finally loosens up and acknowledges her shortcomings later in the series. 7. Sheldon doesn't know when he's being mean because the part of his brain that should know is getting a wedgie from the rest of his brain. Bernadette. Howard's love interest, Bernadette, is living proof that kindness doesn't always make someone a doormat, and her ferocious temper is a force to be reckoned with throughout the show. However, Bernadette's best The Big Bang Theory moments prove that she truly understands the gang, including their shortcomings. It is easy to see how Bernadette overlooked Howard's shortcomings when viewers look at her empathetic assessment of Sheldon, and her faith in her partner was repaid as Howard went from a sleazy creep to a consummate family man as the show progressed. Rather than changing her friends and love interests, Bernadette simply saw the best in them and brought out the best in the characters as a result. 6. I promised myself if I ever got friends I'd do whatever they said. Really, I'm lucky you found me before a cult did. Amy. Amy Farrah Fowler is a complex character and her relationship with Sheldon is one of the thornier, more dramatic pairings in the series. However, it is ultimately her deep need for companionship that drives her friendship with Penny, her love of Sheldon, and her eventual central role in the gang. If there's one word that defines Amy, it is loyalty, and this quote from Season 8, Episode 12, The Space Probe Disintegration, proves that Amy was loyal to a fault to both friends and romantic partners at times.